there so we can do write-ups if they continue to do that. We can't manually log them in until we're out of learn mode.
Okay.
Can we attach it to the buffet?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
I mean.
You just gotta see, it depends on wherever your thing
everybody got,
is because
they're all
mine fell
got
off on the
lanyards.
side, so I have it up on top of my dash. And my little kids have problems when it's hooked to their big bag trying to reach
Yeah,
it, so.
and we can move those. We just gotta figure out, like I said, we're just now getting into this part. That's where they put them, and they're not all in the same spot. Every bus out there is
Yeah,
at a
mine
different
fell
spot.
off, so I just stuck it on the top and
Yeah,
so.
and do a write-up on those if the cord's broke, if something's not working, because that'll come to me and I can get it fixed. That-
I also have been doing it for over a week, maybe like 2 weeks. The kids literally almost have to touch it to the screen, or to the
The
pad.
card reader.
Yeah, the card reader.
But it'll
Thank
do either side.
you. Yeah, it'll do either side, but every day, before we even unload at the school, I'm telling them, take your badges back out. You have to, you just have to remind them all the time. But I've already had 5 or 6 kids don't have it. This is day 2 that they haven't had it. So, anyway, I'm just keeping reminding them, and I'm gonna tell you, that first week, I'm running anywhere between 43 to 50 kids every day on my second tier, and it put me back that first week 10 to 12 minutes, just
And that's part
because,
of, yeah.
yeah.
That's part of the learning process.
Right, and
For
that's
them
what I'm
too,
saying.
so that's-
This week, we've got it down, it's been 8 minutes difference, and I really thought it would be a bigger difference than that, but, we're still dealing with taking off their gloves, setting their stuff down. They have to, and I'm telling them first to scan their badge first, then do the hand sanitizer, because it seems like it works better. So I'm just telling you some of the things that I've learned.
While it's in that learn mode, understand it's not just the buses that are learning. We're also gonna be in that learning mode, and your kids are in that learning mode. They're just gonna have, it's something new, they're just gonna have to learn how to do.
They're on it.
The only thing I want to make sure you guys are aware of, when you drop your last kid off and you clear it all, that doesn't mean that your bus is completely clear.
Right,
You
check it.
still need to check your
Walk the
bus
bus,
before you come back to the bus barn. Or when you get into the bus barn, you still need to walk your bus, put your all clear sign in. That doesn't replace.
It just
all
clears,
clear.
it just clears the computer routing.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So but you need to hit it at stop.
Yes,
So,
it doesn't work. There was an option they added, there was
No.
a,
I know that.
somebody, Crystal?
All the red lanyards and the green cards are for kindergartners, so you can easily identify.
That's the only thing,
Yes.
we were trying to do colors, so if they have a red lanyard, that's a kindergartner, and the ID is green, just to help kind of look for kindergartners. They don't have a picture in Skyward, they just have the logo of their school.
So I got a question. How practical would it be if they was to make it where you can have that reader touch the kid where their badge is?
The one problem I would have with that is it's gonna be hanging loose. If we could find a way to secure it where the wires.
Well, that's up to you guys. I'm just thinking,
Yeah.
throwing that out there.
We can look at it. So this is just, the states just set them up as a default, and that's where they put them. So we can adjust, they can be moved.
When we log on, we gotta push our route, it says select route, we gotta push our.
Once it's out of learn mode. Right now, you don't, because there are no routes. And don't hit 16. I know there are a lot of people like hitting that select route 16. Don't, now you're throwing the computer off. Now it's actually in that mode. Don't select anything.
Just don't touch it. Don't do it.
PM only kids, you need to know their names to print badges?
Yeah, so if they don't get one within a couple days,
That's all right.
because if they're not, you have their PM, because they said we print them off AM. We tried, I think we went through and got PM riders only. I'm pretty sure we did, but if we caught this, like I said, any new kids, just write their names.
Does that mean they do sped kids gotta have this going on?
Your bus and Dana's, Cindy's have it. We're gonna work with something else. We'll probably just leave your badges on your bus.
Okay.
But we did not print yours and Dana's stuff off yet.
Yeah.
So we'll work with yours separate, because it's kind of different. But yours does have something.
Okay.
What are we supposed to do with, like, the new kids? Like, I got 2 new ones starting Monday. I don't know if they're coming from another route or what, but they've probably got badges for them.
Yeah.
So,
Just when they get on the first time, ask them if they're coming from, if they're new to the district, then there's no badge. I'll make one, just give them the names. If they're not, and ask them if they rode on another bus, they're just transferred. If they say yes, then they have a badge from their old bus.
So you just take their name down?
Yeah, and like I said, after a week or so, after you guys, everybody's done it, whatever badges you have left, or like I said, you go through and you notice, I know he doesn't ride on my bus anymore. Just bring it in, we're doing a database, and we go back out to the right buses. Cindy?
I didn't let my kids know that we're in the learning mode, so they try to remember their badges every day. But I have some kids that have not got theirs yet.
Okay.
Well, Grandma, one of my stops is really upset. She was gonna make a call to transportation because her grandkids didn't have a badge yet. And I said, I will take care of that. We'd make sure that you.
Yeah.
But anyway, because I think they felt like they were being left out because they haven't got their badge.
You happen to know if they transferred from another bus? Or
No, they've been on my bus even last year.
Yeah, I've had a couple like that too.
Just give me their names.
I gave you a list. I don't know if you ever, like the first day, I gave you a list of the names of all the ones.
Yeah, I'll go through that.
I don't know if you still have
Yes,
my
I do.
list.
Is there any instance where we refuse them a ride?
For the bus, for our badges, no.
I'll load it
I tell them no badge, no ride.
The tablets and stuff, the card reader has a red light on it that tells you power. If your tablet is off or locked because they're having issues and they know about it, they're working on it, still have them scan it because as long as the card reader's on, it's still going to log them in. The tablet, the computer part of the bus, which is like the brains, and then the card reader, all hooked together, but they're not independent, they're not entwined. They don't have to work together. The only thing that has to work is the bus brains, the part that makes the whirling noise. The tablet does not have to work for the cameras to work, vice versa. So, if you have any issues with any of that system, write it up, or just come tell me, and I will work on it. I can do most of the stuff for it. Any other questions with transport?
Just another question. For some people like have kids like in a whole new different section, and a lot of times they'll call in and say, I'm not riding. You don't still have to drive in that section.
No.
It'll go to like the next student when we stop at the stop. Right?
At some point, I don't know how far, I think it's 100 meters or 100 feet.
Okay.
If you go past it,
it just recalculates.
It'll recalculate.
Okay. Thank you.
How about for the kids that we pick up,
Yeah.
half the semester, like if they were going to Mays, middle?
For academy or something?
Yeah, and we get them, pick them up at South, or have to take them home, how's that gonna work?
If we'll go ahead and have them swipe on, because that way we know they're on the bus.
Yeah.
But if they only do it once or twice, it's not going to try to put them on there to see that they only do that.
Semester?
Yeah.
was gonna say semester,
Yeah.
But once they're back to swiping on the other bus, it'll let them know that they're back on their route.
Because they'll do it in the morning, they'll go up there, like the 35, one's gonna be on, in the morning, and then that same kid be on my bus at night.
Yeah, just have them scan on still.
Okay.
So once we're out of the learning mode, they don't have their badge, whatever, you don't let them on the bus, or you let them on, and,
Yeah,
or what?
Yeah, yes, you let them on. When you come up to the stop, when you get within 100 meters,
I sound like you're doing questions. You're making it sound like you're good.
when you get up at the tablet, their picture for whoever's at the bus stop, whoever's signed that bus stop, their picture will pop up. They don't have their badge, just, you tap their picture and it'll work. I have they finally come up with training manuals for all this stuff. I have a copy of it, a hard copy, plus I can send you the link that's got the dashboard, which is what the tablet's called, the training for all that. And it's got all the information on what it does. Any other questions, get with me afterwards and we can go over. Next thing, Mays Transportation is hosting the bus rodeo this year. It's going to be right here at Mays High. April 24th, so it's a Saturday. Starts at, registration is 8:30, 9 a.m. is when the competition begins. What the bus rodeo is, and you have to have a Class C or Class B CDL with your S&P. It's a competition. Obstacle courses, they keep track of it. Winners go on to state level.
You have to do a written test too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did, I mean, Debbie and I have done it several times.
Yeah, the state champion.
I've done it twice.
The school, it's a $50 registration fee, the school district pays for that. We don't pay, you don't get paid extra to do it, but if you want to start practicing it, we'll be setting up something here in the next week or two with the trainers and setting up with Kathy, because she's ran it before.
I did.
How to set up the course, there's a whole bunch of stuff, but if you're interested in doing that, get with me or Kathy or Deronda, and they'll send back, come back to you.
And just to talk it up just a little bit, because I've done it like 5 or 6 times, it's really a good way to meet new people from other districts. Just even comparing notes of what they do in their district to what we do. It's just interesting to see what other districts are doing. And it's actually a good test of your own skills. I mean, it really does make you a better driver.
It does.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it's,
A lot of
always
fun.
fun, isn't it, Tracy?
Yeah.
You take out that first pillar, you're like, heck yeah, this is awesome. It's fun.
It's also stressful too, because it's time, everything is time. So like.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you want to do it, it's volunteer, other than the registration, but we'll have a bus, set up a bus so you guys can practice. That's not paid, it's just strictly volunteer. The one thing the school will pay for is the registration. But just get with me, we gotta have you turned in by April 19th. Skyward Finance, I'm going to make a spreadsheet, then I'll print it out if anybody wants it, how to actually get into Skyward Finance and how to access your W-2s, your W-4s, stuff like that. I'll do that in the next day or two, and I'll get it out and let everybody know. So this, right now they're working on the stop arm camera law. And it says it's Bill 2154, that's not the right bill, that has to do with unemployment. But if you call your congressman, and I have a printout of this, this shows the districts for your state house representatives. There's another one that's got the actual name, but it'll show you what districts you live in and who your representative is. That's the name of all the people. Call and say vote for it.
Wow.
That way we can, because it's all done through, the third-party vendors, which Transporting is one of them, they get part of the court costs, so they do it all themselves. We don't even have to do it. It activates when the stop arm goes out, but we have to have approval from the state to do it. So you can write your congressman, let them know. And I have that whole list if you need to know who you're going to.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh,
Stop arm,
the camera.
They're gonna put a camera on the stop
yeah,
one.
it'll take pictures just like the toll booths.
Oh.
And it'll send that license plate, a ticket.
Yeah. Right now, it's just a slap on the hand if you run a stop sign.
Right.
You hit a kid, then that's another story. But if you run a bus stop sign, they
Unless
just
the
slap you
cops-
on the hand because they can't make it stick.
Unless a police officer sees
Wait,
it.
What's that?
Unless the police officer sees it themselves.
Well, even then, it won't go on your record.
Oh, gotcha.
It's stupid, it's ridiculous. But with this, it will go on your record and there will be much more significant fines. So they're really trying to crack down on people running those stop signs, which we have plenty of issues
If they
with.
sit on this road, they get a whole lot.
Yeah.
a lot of work.
And they will pay for the cameras, we won't have to pay for that.
Just one letter.
They're about $5 million.
And then last thing I got is the cords. I understand that the hangers down there, I don't know why they did it, why it's so small, but at least get the extension end out of the snow and water. I shocked myself, I don't know how many times. Cords get wrapped up, and right now they're hard because they're cold. We're going to put bigger hooks up higher to make it easier, but keep the cords out of any fluid. So when I go up to plug them in or move them, like when we have the snow, shovel snow, we gotta get those out of the way. So if I don't, then they get taken off and now we gotta replace it. If you need a new cord because yours is sprayed or something, just let me know, we've got plenty. I think that's all I got.
Mechanics, do you have anything you need to add?
At the middle school's coming in way before 7 o'clock.
Oh, that was on there, I don't know. Oh, it was, I'm sorry. Yes, we've been getting complaints that you guys are coming in way before 7 a.m. We can't do that. I know right now, Monday's route looks different than Tuesdays. You're just, next week, we need to make sure that you're not getting into those schools before 7 AM. They're really, I have a
And
bottle.
not even sitting on the access road at 7 AM. Not even sitting on the access road before 7 AM.
If you're getting in that early, we need to adjust your times.
Yeah.
We need to get you started later. So it's not a race to the schools. We don't want you there before 7. And I get that phone call.
And
bad.
passing buses,
And what?
passing buses.
And passing. I can't believe how many buses are passing other buses. Have you guys all seen that in the handbook? You're not supposed to pass.
I got a question about passing buses.
Huh?
If you're in 2 separate lanes,
Yeah.
is that called passing?
If
Because I don't call that passing.
you're in the right lane and somebody else is in the left lane going around you, that is passing.
Oh, you're talking about going in the oncoming traffic, right?
No.
No.
If you're on Maze Road and it's 2 lanes going north and you go to the left lane and go around another bus, that is passing a bus.
So then you tell us not to drive in the left lane, right?
Correct, you should drive in the right lane and you
So
don't
I should
pass.
never have that issue because if they're in the left lane, they're not supposed to, if they're
Right.
driving in that left lane
Correct.
for a couple miles to get to their left turn.
Right, yes.
So when we're coming from May South Elementary,
Okay.
how soon do you want